Hi everybody. I would like to make personal story about my personal story about miscarriages. Because today is pregnancy loss miscarriages awareness day. I would like to tell you a story about my first miscarriages. I had two. In January 23rd, was the day that I found out I got pregnant. I was completely speechless, shocked, surprised, and it was a pretty big deal. I was just so excited, and I had to test my best friend, can you come over and see this pregnancy test and all. And she came over and she was shocked, she cried, she was so happy that I finally got pregnant. And she said, yeah, it's true, take another one tomorrow. So I did the next day. And then I told my husband. He was pretty speechless too. It was really hard not to keep it secret because it's our first. And like a week later, went by, took another one just to make sure, and it was positive. And then so I just want to tell you a couple of happy news telling people that we were pregnant. One of them is, I'll never forget. I will always remember this experience telling the couple from church. And we asked them, can you meet us at the ice cream place? We have some ice cream, have a good time. So we went to go get some ice cream. And before they came, we came early, so I can write on the board says, I'm pregnant. And so finally they came, and we sat at the table, just talk. And then I turned the bowl over so they can read it. And I'm like, trying to get them to look at the bowl. And all of a sudden, my friend Desiree looked at the bowl and she was like, what? She drew out of her chair and gave me a hug and everything. And it was the best experience, best reaction to see it from somebody. Then had to tell my mom, my sisters, we were sure that we're pregnant. And told my dad over the phone. And told my grandparents-in-law over the phone too. And oh yeah, on the 23rd when I found out I was pregnant, I went to go see my grandma because she's got Alzheimer's, and she always has been my number one grandma, best grandma. So I went to go to her, and she actually giggled. Laugh. She can't talk much, but she giggled, and I knew she know what I was talking about. Okay, and then February 1st, I got sick. I thought it was just all part of the morning sickness, but I kept throwing up all day. And then until February 5th, from the 1st to the 5th, or 6th, I couldn't keep anything down. Couldn't keep any water down either. And I said to my husband, we need to go to the hospital to get some fluid in me. So we went to the emergency room, got some fluid down, and I felt better. And then left the hospital, and I told them, you know, I am pregnant, but I don't know how many weeks I am. Because at first, we don't know. So they had this little laptop, and they look around, and he was like telling us, how long are you? You think you should be? And I'm like, I think I should be 8 weeks. We're going to the sister week, and we're going to the ultrasound on the 19th. And so they was like, he asked us like we're a lot earlier, cause I saw on the ultrasound on the laptop, it was like that size. I mean, so we left the hospital. Of course I got sick again. I couldn't keep any food down. And, had to go to work and just throwing up at work. Got sick, and for another week, I have lost a lot of pounds. And, that my life should be under the blanket. So, anyways, I got sick, and I'm like, the following Friday, we need to go to the hospital, get more fluid. So we went to the emergency room, got a fluid, and got some fluid in me. And they said the same thing about that side, and it wasn't going. I don't know. They couldn't tell us. It was just horrible. And then the following Monday, the 19th, ultrasound. I was so excited, but at the same time, I was sick, and I just wanted to go to see everything was okay. So, went to the ultrasound. Horrible, horrible experience ever. So, we went to the ultrasound, and the lady that got the ultrasound, which seemed to be all happy, nice at first, and then, you know, staying on my stomach to find that baby. And she said, here's a sack, okay, here's a sack, and then try to find something, and all of a sudden she went mute. Didn't even talk, she just mute. I'm like, why is she mooting? And all of a sudden she said, I'll be right back. Just like that. I said, look at my husband. We don't know. We kind of knew something was wrong. So she left for like maybe 15 minutes. Finally she came back in. Oh, sorry, you lost a baby. Just like that. Just like that. And I was like, oh. I couldn't talk. Well, and your OB would like to talk to you tomorrow. She's not in today. She's not answering her phone call. I'm like, okay, I have to work tomorrow. So he said, well, you need to come in tomorrow morning. I'm like, cool, okay. So, came in the next morning, or that night. I had to tell a couple of my friends, family, what's going on. And so the next morning, came back at OB, and I didn't like her at all. She said she knew for a year, but an OB, I didn't like her. I was just like, I hated everybody at the moment. And it's just like, this is our first, and I was heartbroken, confused. And so she said the baby could be in there, like out of the stack, or she would like to get a blood drawn. So we got a blood drawn. And then the next morning, she said, well, your pregnancy high, HCG is really, really high. Why don't you come in and we'll take another blood test. I'm like, okay. And I was so sick. I couldn't keep anything down. I was still sick. And then I did go to the emergency room for the third time, and I asked for a DNC surgery. I was just sick of being tired. It was not like the 22nd, 23rd weekend of February, and I just wanted to get it out so I could be better. And so the emergency doctor tried to contact the OB. The OB wouldn't answer, or wasn't there to answer. And so they couldn't do the DNC until next week, until they talked to the OB. So, of course, I had to suffer for another weekend to be sick. And finally the OB called, okay, let's gonna make an appointment for the following Friday. So I have to suffer for another week of being sick. So on the 26th of February, my pastor, my mom, my husband, and my two very good friends was there at the hospital. I was terrified. I wanted to keep the baby even though there was no baby. It was a chemical pregnancy. They prayed. We all prayed that I would be okay. I was so excited, but I was sad that there wasn't. I know that it was there, but it was gone before I knew. So after surgery, DNC, I wasn't sick anymore. I was healthy, ate, but I was heartbroken. I was a mess. I pushed everybody away. I pushed everyone. Of course, I didn't mean to, but I lost a lot of both friends because they couldn't do anything about it, you know. So the 26th, and then I went to go tell my grandma, even though she can't remember. I went to go tell her, and she didn't really say anything. And I prayed with Nanny, my grandma, I call her Nanny, and I told God that He can take my nanny home. I don't want her to be in pain. And I just don't want her to suffer too. And then we finished praying. 2 days later, doctor came home, took my grandma home. So it was a really messed up month. March 8th, she passed away. But I thank God every day that He hold on to Nanny until I got better so I can go see her. Because I can see her for a whole month of February. And I thank God to let me say goodbye when I got better. But I was so upset that He took her too. But at the same time, I'm glad she's not in pain. And she's up there in heaven with my baby Sam. We named Sam. It was a way to grieve. It was my way to grieve. So I named him Sam. I don't even know if it's a boy or girl, because Sam can be either gender name. And of course, I got better down the road. March, April, at the end of April, or the middle of April, I seemed to be better, you know, back to myself. Praise the Lord, taking care of Sam and my grandma. And then I got to go to my stepsister wedding in California. And I had a wonderful time. Then we go visit my dad in Colorado. It was a really nice getaway for a week. But I was really, really tired. And when I came home, found vacation just for a week. And I was exhausted, tired. It was weird. And I wasn't hungry much or anything. And my husband's best friend was getting married the weekend I got back. And I'm like, I don't know what made me go to the Dollar Tree to get another pregnancy test. I just felt like taking one because I just was hoping to be pregnant. We weren't even trying because I was still upset about the first miscarriage of my grandma. And yeah, so went to the Dollar Tree. He tried and took another test. It was positive. I was beyond speechless again. I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I was terrified that this would happen again, and I didn't want to think of it. So I immediately went to go tell my husband, the first person, and he was like, no, you can't be it. So I, of course, cooked another one that night. It was positive. Cooked another one the next day. It was positive. And I'm like, maybe this is the rainbow baby. Maybe I can get this one. Maybe God wanted me to experience the first miscarriage to help others through it. How I threw it with my personal story. I don't know. I really don't know. So I took another pregnancy test. And I was positive. Made an appointment with a new OB. So, but that, of course, I couldn't go to the ultrasound until June 17th? June 16th? 17th? June. So, of course, we have to wait for another month. And I felt fine. This pregnancy, my boobs were sore. I was hungry every 2-3 hours, and I'm like, I have never had this symptom from my first at all. I was just sick. And I was getting, my weight was just a pound every week. I don't know, that was part of it. But I was eating ice cream. I was eating chocolate ice cream. I don't like chocolate ice cream. And I was eating chocolate ice cream. Like, all the time. And I was just eating like crazy. Going to the bathroom, kind of early to go do that. So I told people, but it was kind of different. I wanted to keep it a secret because I didn't want to tell all the people again. I have another miscarriage. I just wanted to keep it to myself. I was different, but I was terrified, happy. And I didn't want to tell my dad because I didn't want him to get hurt again. But I told everybody else. Then on the day, I prayed every day. I had a little bit, a belly bump this time. Just a little bit. It was showing a little bit. But in case, if you take your shirt off, you can see that. You can see it, the belly. June 16th, we did the ultrasound. We met a nurse. She was telling me giving us lots of information, papers, STD, HIV, all this new information the other OB didn't even mention or had a nurse. So this nurse, you could talk for an hour and all these paperwork. If you wanted to do labor or C-section and stuff like that, oh my god, it's the best place to go. And I'm just so excited I met them. And then she said, "You want to go to the ultrasound to see the baby?" And I said, of course. But that morning, just that morning, I couldn't keep anything in. And I had second thoughts. And we just got home from camping. And I could not keep anything in. And I was hoping I got something from camping that made me not keep anything in. I thought maybe it's just morning sickness. I don't know. So, we went to the ultrasound. The OB was the nicest OB ever. A lot of friends mentioned her to go to her. So, I'm glad we did. So, I looked up on this ceiling and had fishy in the ocean. And, she was sucking my belly. Full grown baby. 8 weeks, exactly 8 weeks, exactly what, it was going to be 9 weeks the next day. Exactly full term, exactly 9 weeks. 8, what would you say, 8 days, or 8 weeks, 7 days. Baby, body, head, legs, arms, everything. It was cute. But no joy. Way better than the first one. I didn't think I was going to be kind, but I'm sorry. She said, "Look at this cute little bundle. Let's look for a heartbeat." So, looking for a heartbeat and everything. And she, of course, started talking. Moot. And she said, "Go empty your bladder, and then we'll go to the vagina way to see if we can get a heartbeat that way." So when she emptied my bladder, had to go. And I knew it was gone. It could have gone that morning or last night. And she was so sweet and said, "I can't find the heartbeat and I'm sorry." She cried. She grabbed my husband's hand and mine and she said, "Sorry. I don't know why you have to go through this. I know you just went to your first and now you have to go through this again." Got me all cleaned up. Went to her office and we talked, and I immediately said, "Can we just have a D&D on?" Because I wasn't keeping anything in, and I knew it was just gonna get worse. So we made an appointment the next morning. We didn't ask anyone to come. It was just me and my husband. So we went. It was different. I wish we had friends that came, but we knew what was going to happen. We knew the surgery. It was supposed to be a 15-minute surgery. No, it took me 50 to an hour surgery because obviously with the baby bundle, yeah. So on my way home after surgery, I wanted to leave that baby. I wanted to. And it helped me grieve. It just helped me feel better, that child. Of course, the husband was different. it's just, he's a guy. He had a different way to keep it, different way to grieve. And so it keep popping in my head, Madeline. So why not Madeline? I don't know if it's a boy or girl. You can't tell at 9 weeks. So so I named him, Madeline. I will find out when I go to heaven. When God takes me home, I will be so excited to see if it's a boy or girl with both of my babies. Yeah, so that's my personal story about Sam and Madeline. Maybe just not right now. Don't want to try again. But maybe down the road. Who knows my future? Only God knows. And I know that my angel babies are up there in his arm. And my grandma is holding them too. And they're jumping on clouds. Hanging out with other angel babies. Probably playing with my couple dogs that are up there too. Yeah, so I want you to know you're not alone. You're not. Your friends out there, there are supporters out there. They are amazing. I have the best supporters on my second miscarriages. A little bit. But you're not alone. God is with you right here. He's right here. He's in this room. He's outside. He's everywhere. Everywhere you go. Talk to him about your angel. I made angel babies for Mom. It's a Facebook page. I feel better when I write a letter to them and post it so other people can read it to see how I'm grieving. But I know they're up there. They're okay. I would like to go ahead and assign a song to you.
Taste in my mouth, an ache in my breast, a secret written spoken, made me different from the rest. You were a story never told, no chance to grow, and you never started. Blossom to unfold as I gaze at the stars in the cold black sky. You could just be a speck in some universal eye. But if you look into my heart, you're as big as the sun. How can we be finished when we have just begun? There was life and there was blood. The sky was cold and came a flood. You here and you're gone. How can I carry on in this blanket that never held you? There's a scent that never was you. The seed never sprouted. Truth never doubted. As I gaze at the stars in this cold black sky. not sure how I will live with just myself. I love you now, I love you then. In this sorrow I must end.
I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, God loves you. You're not alone. Thank you for watching. Happy Pregnancy Loss Miscarriages Awareness Day. I hope you can share this. My story should help others get through it. Love you.